Check it. Ball up. Oh, it's showtime. Let's go. Four-court trio. It's the four-court trio. They stay applying pressure. Triangle offense, running, gunning. Who's better? K-Sap on the post. He the man front and center. Swing it out the Keisha. She the queen, that's the sister. Got the bro Clyde glide through. Now you history. The ball at the top of the key. He on the scene, getting three the hard way. Moderators getting rid of. Any violators put a hater on hiatus. Pull up front row. Trolls getting finger rolled. Block your shot at the rim, Matumbo. No, 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 not in my house. It's the big three. We talk the game the best. I need an S. Livest podcast, get your views up. I average a triple double, sending you players back to the huddle. Keep your rebuttal, stutter, step and cross you over. No look past behind the back, you on the post money. Talk that talk, just be ready to pour confetti. Kiss the rings of the champs, that's legendary. The numbers don't lie, most valuable podcast. Fast breakdown through the lane, steam dash. Money. It's the four-court trio, we're applying pressure. Yo, the bro Clyde, the sister Keisha, the queen, Duval, K-Sap, y'all know what time it is. Introducing four-court trio, we up 3-0. This is a three-peat, 3 in a row. It's the four-court trio, we up 3-0. This is the three-peat, 3 in a row. Let's go.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Keisha with the full court trio. Y'all see what's up on the screen? We're gonna talk about the WNBA CBA, and also we're gonna talk about the officiating that's come under fire from the league. We want to know if we're gonna talk about also whether you think we're gonna go to a stoppage of play for the ladies. But hey, y'all come on in the building. Full court trio on a Saturday morning, early on a Saturday morning, y'all. Just to let y'all know, I had to wake myself up, get myself going. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. Come on in the building. I see you, Donna C. I see you, Brian Lewis, Jackie, Key One, and Chicago Cheetah. Y'all come in the building while I bring up my panel. All right, let's go. Hey, what's going on, El? What's going on? You woke? Wake up.
Y'all got me in these YouTube streets early, dog.
Look, we got the men. The men then ran off.
They done ran off. Keisha done sent me a message telling me, wake up, get up.
They ran off.
Just so y'all know, I'm in California, so I'm like 3 hours behind East Coast time and 2 hours behind Central time.
Yeah,
but I wasn't gonna leave my girl hanging.
She like, okay, I'm coming. No. Meanwhile, the men is out there, doing their thing, family reunions and the ball at work. I said, what in the hell?
Women do what we always do. We hold it down.
We gotta hold it down for the ladies.
We hold it down.
And last night I had the skills challenge, so I was like, "Look, I'm not doing both, man. I'm tired. I'm tired, AF."
And the milkman waiting on you. You got to have a life with the milkman.
I can't stand you. I can't stand y'all. Make me sick. Y'all come on in the building. Come on. Wake y'all butts up. Y'all know y'all woke. Come on, wake up. At least it ain't the D block. See, I'm trying to get y'all Saturday started so y'all can have a good day instead of staying up all night and waking up the next day at noon.
That's the problem. I'm the night owl. I can roll with you all night.
Really crazy. I am too. I like the night thing. I can stay up all night. Morning is I'm not a morning person at all. Like
neither am I.
Not at all. But I figure since I got we got the All-Star game tonight that
Are you calling it?
Yeah, I'm gonna call
it. Okay.
Since some ninjas then roll out. Some ninjas then rolled out.
I'll be on standby if you need me.
Them ninjas be rolling out. You know how they go. They up there. No, they up there hanging out, doing family reunions. I love to see it. I was just saying the other day, I was like, I haven't seen too many family reunion pictures like on social media.
Oh,
But
you got to get with me on Facebook. We just had one maybe 3 weeks ago.
oh, really?
Hmm.
I'm at to get. I need to be on Facebook a little bit more than I am because I was like, damn, ain't nobody doing family reunions. And then next thing I know, K-Sap say he going back to Baltimore for his, and Bro Claude out here in Texas for his family reunion. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah,
I
that's
knew
what
he
they
was
do.
there, but I didn't know what he was there for. Girl, look up Luckets. Any Luckets, you'll see family reunions all the time. Them my peoples.
Them your people, them your people. Hey, but we gonna get into it. We gonna still look. We're gonna talk about something very look serious. The ladies was out last night with the stud buds acting a fool. Even though they was having fun, and I love to see them having fun, they still participated in a very important meet. Well, it was an important meeting for them, but it sounds like when they got there, they didn't feel the league and the owners thought it was important.
No, no,
And
them ladies came to have fun, but they came to stand on business too.
they did, and unfortunately, I don't think the two sides are close. If that's a word to you, I don't think they're close at all. I'm gonna read a little bit of a article for y'all, and then we're gonna play a couple of reactions after the meeting. But yeah, I don't think the league must think they playing with them. I don't know.
The league is it's before you play that or show the article. I think the
Mhm.
mindset of the league is the old horse because they've been able to do what they've been doing for so long.
Mm.
But the tide has really turned, it's changed because you have now this new energy that's coming into the league, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Where these young ladies are not just they're grateful to be there, but they're not willing to not use their voices and their platforms, which we'll get into a little later. But they're not afraid to speak up for what they know they deserve. And so that
Yeah.
that new fresh energy that's coming in and has come in and will continue to come in. Come on, wait, speaking of the girls last night, she ain't even in the W, and she had a
Mhm.
party last night that everybody went to. Everybody and their mama was at AZ's party last night. So
Yeah, they
that
were.
goes to show you like the level of influence and center and the energy centered around their personal brands and the level of community and sisterhood that's being built um, as these new continuing to be built as these young players come in and are preparing to come into the league. So they putting the league on notice. They putting the league on notice.
Yeah, they are. I don't. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna take for them to realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody sees the shift in the WNBA, and for some reason they still. How could they even possibly think this is still the old times, Elder? Just to your comment, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Maybe they think this is just a fly by night.
Well, that's what
I
we're gonna get into, and they about to find out. Go on and
Yeah.
pull up the article.
Let me pull up the article. It's just special in itself. So hold on, let me pull this up and then we'll pull up Gabby Jam. Hold on. Why it looks so big? Move out the way, ads. You know what? I get tired of these ads. I don't have time for y'all. Move out my way. Okay. How do I move the ads? This is crazy. Maybe I
Um,
wait till it's over. Maybe. Oh yeah, I had to wait till it was over. Okay.
and sometimes
Interesting.
there's like a little light transparent, almost like X, and you have to click on it.
I was like, what the hell? Okay, so here we go. In a statement issued Thursday afternoon following an in person meeting in Indianapolis, the WNBA Players Association rebuked a proposal from the WNBA amid an ongoing dispute over a new CBA for the league, saying that the proposal does not address issues the union has prioritized since opting out of the current CBA. The meeting meet the first time the WNBA and the Players Association met in person since December. Um, the PA claims that more than 40 players, including league all-stars such as Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Gabby Williams, attended the meeting alongside executive committee members and player representatives to compromise the largest in-person player turnout in union history during CBA negotiations. However, the union expressed discontent with the league's proposal, which it believes does not address issues, including improving working conditions and a rightful share of league business. So basically, what the article is stating that more than 40 current players attended the meeting. They already let the league know what their concerns are, what they were looking for, what kind of revenue sharing they was looking for, and they stated that none of those concerns were addressed despite the meeting being set and having that much of a turnout. I'm gonna play y'all a little bit of what Gabby Williams had to say, and then we're gonna talk about it. Me and Ella's gonna talk about it because it's not shocking, but then it's still kind of shocking. But I mean, not to give them anything, it's kind of wild. But hey, you know how it goes in these negotiations. So here we go, y'all.
Kathy over there acting like she the Don. She better she gonna be out of job.
Kathy was at the party partying like she did everything she could.
Kathy was sending the message. She was out there acting a fool on Nuck If You Buck. She like Nuck
Yeah,
If You Buck now. Go on, play the clips.
she is unbothered. Here we go.
Hmm.
Again, like it would make sense if they were, especially being in that CBA meeting yesterday. It's very clear that the league wants to push away all other leagues without still paying us more than those leagues pay us. Uh, Again, like it would make sense if they were paying us more here, but it still isn't the case even with the new proposals. And it's very clear now that they want to push Unrivaled out, push AU out. They want to do it as much as possible. So I think now more than ever, it's really important to push against these kinds of issues. Thank you. Especially being in that CBA meeting yesterday, it's very clear that the league wants to push away all other leagues without still paying us more than those leagues pay us. Uh, Again, like it would make sense if they were paying us more here, but it still isn't the case even with the new proposals. And it's very clear now that they want to push Unrivaled out, push AU out. They want to do it as much as possible. So I think now more than ever, it's really important to push against these kinds of issues. Thank you.
Well, you heard what we'll play Angel a little later, but you heard what Gabby said. She said when she was in that meeting, she got the gist that it is clear that they trying to push out all leagues, which she didn't mention Unrivaled, but she was mentioning
Yes, you did.
Unrivaled.
Yes, you did. She did.
Oh, she did.
Hmm.
Athletes Unlimited. She says it's clear that they want to push out all other leagues while not still paying them any more money. So, which is kind of
It's
that's
very
dot.
telling. It's
He is
very
very
telling.
telling. They
Hmm.
want to control the product, L, but they do not want to pay for the product. What do you think?
Well, as I said, it is very telling. It's actually really insane. And the fact that Kathy hightailed her behind down to Miami during the Unrivaled season, I
Mm,
knew that she wasn't there in good faith.
no.
I knew that she wasn't there in good faith. She was on a mission. She wanted to see what was going on. And the hope from a lot of fans was that she would see what Stewie and Fee have done with their commissioner, Mickey Lawler, I think is her name,
Mm-hmm.
um, and return back to the W to begin to implement some of those changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't. What she did do was a half behind attempt at creating a new initiative where, remember, during this before the summer, they were doing like a college tour, and we talked about it a little bit on one of the shows. And
Mm-hmm.
from a branding and marketing perspective, I said like it was a horrible launch because they didn't really promote it. They didn't talk about it. It was a great opportunity. Like what they did do, I think they had like Anissa Morrow. She was at the LSU one. They had Shakira Austin. She was at one. I forget what college she attends. So what they did was like the idea in itself was good, but they didn't do a lot of marketing or promoting around it to really raise a higher level of brand awareness to get people involved. And the goal with that initiative was to bridge the gap between collegiate fans and going into the W, right? So, right idea, bad execution. But I think that is a testament to um, Kathy's leadership or lack thereof, and her mindset in leadership. It's like she only needs to do the bare minimum for these ladies and for this league, and because they've accepted it for so long, whether it was because they didn't know any better, whether it was because they didn't have a choice, whether it was because they felt like they didn't have a voice. Like the tide has changed, like I said, and you got fresh new energy, fresh voices, players who are coming in with their own platforms where they don't actually have to. We get into it when you play some of the clips from Angel's response, but I think it's horrible. It is an atrocity, and I hadn't heard until you just played this clip of Gabby that there was even this thought process of trying to push out the other leagues. Now you got
Mm,
two players in your league who have created another league which is not in competition with your league, right?
right,
So that these women don't have to go overseas. Now, if we're looking at excuse me, the basic things. Yes, there is cause for concern with like injuries, but that could happen. That could happen if they go overseas to play or not, right?
right.
But still, I would rather for it to happen, if it's gonna happen, something like that happens in a league here stateside where these women can get the top medical care as opposed to being over in another country. And not to say that other countries don't have great medical care, some do, some don't. But there's a lot to it's just it's mind-blowing to me that you want to push out all of those other leagues while, like she said, not giving these women an opportunity to make more money if they don't go and play in these other leagues.
Yeah. So you don't want to implement the changes and stuff that went on um with Unrivaled and with
Hmm.
these other leagues. You don't want to implement those changes, or do you want? I'm confused by what the league is trying to do
And then,
because
and to add to that, Gabby, she's a mother. She has a daughter, right? You have other women in the league like Skylar Diggins Smith, or I'm sorry, Skylar Diggins, she's no longer carrying Smith, but you have other women in the league who are mothers, and they are oftentimes the breadwinners of their families. And they're also taking care of other family members. So let's say the maximum contract right now is 200,000, 250,000, somewhere between 250 and 350, right?
hmm
Yes, they're playing for how many months? The season is longer now. So they're playing until season started in May, they play until September, right? But you take taxes, you take these ladies got to pay managers, they got attorneys, accountants, they got a full team they got to pay. They got, their day-to-day living expenses that they have to pay. Because they're not paying for housing either, which, wouldn't be a part of the conversation if you just pay them more.
yeah, it's
Just
just
pay them more.
they
But they
want to
have a lot of financial responsibility, my point is, and that they're not getting paid enough to do those things at a very minimum.
the business of being an athlete is an expensive business. I mean, you got to eat right. You got to take care of you got to take care of your body. You got to do all kind of stuff. That's just for yourself. Now you got your family too that you got to take care of. So paying somebody 70,000 a year, 75,000, whatever it is, to also to train and do all the things they need for their body, plus take care of their family, is crazy. Let me read a little bit of another point that Gabby Williams brought up that I thought was very important. She I don't have a clip of this, but it's in this article. She said, and I quote, we talk about these new players coming in, especially Caitlin, and especially Indiana fans. They love to talk about the publicity and everything, and the money that she's bringing in. But the W is not even rewarding her, Caitlin. Williams said per a video from Sports Illustrated. Like she's on that rookie contract, making I think like 70,000. I mean, all these players are bringing in fans like Paige Becker's Williams added, but now these kids don't want to leave college, even because of NIL. How backwards is that? They don't want to leave college because they're making more money there than they are in the WNBA. Remember I told you, yeah, I'm all for us changing like so they can come in early and all that stuff. And remember we was having that conversation? I said, but at the end of the day, to rush to make 75,000, if you're a top star and you're already making $1 million, it's a decision you need to make very, very carefully because the spots in the WNBA is scarce while paying people that kind of money. I wouldn't do it. Why would I do it? I get more support from the school. I'm in school. They got better training facilities. All my housing and everything else is paid for. And I'm making money on top of that for my family. The WNBA needs to be ashamed of themselves. Because even the player you're pushing 100%, she getting pushed at the end of the day, like Gabby Williams was saying. Yeah, she's getting outside stuff. Let's just count out the outside stuff. She's still getting paid 75,000, and they don't want this CBA to change.
It's insane to me. Keisha, can you look at what do they get paid in the G League?
Oh, you talking about for the NBA? That
Mm-hmm.
is a good question. Hold on, let me see. G League average rookie salaries, I guess. I never did. 'Cause I don't know what. Let's see. Okay, they said G League players earn a base salary, and rookies signed directly with the league earning 40,000 a year. Players on two-way contracts, which allow them to play for both the NBA team and the G League affiliate, can earn significantly more, potentially up to 578,000 as rookies. So, like Bronny, remember
Mm-hmm.
he was in the G League and he was
Mm-hmm.
on the Laker roster. He
Mm-hmm.
probably was earning up to at least 500,000. But if you just on a G League team,
Mm-hmm.
you're getting 40,000 a year. But
Okay.
and the G League is not, it's a lesser league than the actual professional league.
Right. So my point in that is the women in the WNBA, and we're not talking about the top salary, but even coming in as a rookie or your second, well, when you come in as a rookie, you're in that contract for 4 years, three
Mm-hmm.
years with an option to extend to a fourth year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that says a lot. They only making a few $1,000s more
And if you're a
for a
top
G League, but
and if
G League versus the actual pro league.
and if you're a top prospect, L, you could potentially make over 125,000 if you one of those top prospects that bypassed college and
Mm-hmm.
went overseas and not
Mm-hmm.
coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna pay you the 40,000 because you're not technically a rookie because you've played somewhere
Right,
else.
right. And then the other
Mm-hmm.
disparity with that, and we don't, we won't get into the weeds because I'm one of those people who hates to compare the
Mm-hmm.
NBA and the WNBA, but I think when we're looking at from a money perspective for, not the game itself, but from a money perspective, the other issue is that the men can come out of college early
Mm-hmm.
to declare for the draft. The women have to wait. I think is it by age now? Or is it because it used
They
to
have
be
to
you
be
had to
22. They have to be 22 in the year that they declare.
Mhm. Yeah, so, but to Gabby's point earlier, talking about Paige, yeah, why would they rush? I mean, we saw it this past year. It was Olivia Miles, it was AZ Fudd, it was Flage, and who else that could have declared for the draft,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Why
But they
would they
chose to,
rush?
why would they rush?
Why would they rush?
That
That's
was
what
a
I was
smart
saying
move
the
on
other
their
day.
part.
Why would
Mhm.
why would I rush? I can finish my degree. I can have the school pay for everything while I'm still making money on the outside of school.
Like
And plus
10 times more money.
and plus these top programs have great facilities
Hmm. Hmm.
and training and
Hmm.
doctors and they don't have to go
And you get to
anywhere.
build your profile. You are able to build your profile, your personal brand while you're in college in a way that um and I'm trying not to put the cart before the horse because I know you're going to play some of the clips from Angel, but
Mm-hmm.
there's one particular question that they asked her in that presser yesterday is what did you spend your first WNBA check on? And her
Uh-oh.
response was hilarious.
Well, let's go cue that up. I think I'm gonna play the whole.
It's
Probably the
about
whole.
20 something minutes long or close to
Oh
20
no,
minutes, but
I'm gonna play the clip I got then.
yeah, it's you might have to play a couple of clips because it was good. Like they asked some good questions and her responses were just play it.
Look, I'm gonna play this first one. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. I, you know how YouTube be running around here trying to stop people from living their best life, y'all. All right, hold on.
I know that you've been pretty vocal about CBA negotiations and things that you guys are fighting for. What do you think is the most important thing now that you guys have met with the league and moving forward?
Yeah, yesterday was my first meeting in person and being able to have the opportunity to face to face with the league. I think it was very important to have all those players there, more than 40, and just being able to see our faces because we are about business. It's bigger than me. Um, no player is less important than me or more important than me. We are all here to fight for the same thing and what we deserve. Basketball and WNBA is all I know. And this is the league I love so much. And we're not going to stop until we get exactly what we want. And yesterday's meeting really woke me up to the eyes of we aren't getting what we deserve. And knowing that for a long time and knowing over the past years the numbers that they were giving us, I'm like, wow, like I didn't know all this stuff. And now being able to be informed, knowing that I can be more vocal because I did know more. And being able to have Nectar as our president and have so many great players that have representation that know a lot and know what we deserve is just really important. So I'm really happy to be a part of that meeting yesterday, but it did wake me up to a lot of things that I didn't know that was going on.
She said she got woke up, y'all. Because I mean, we all know that the WNBA announced a new 11-year media rights deal with featuring partnerships with Disney, Amazon Prime, and NBC Universal. The deal was valued at 2.2 billion or 200 million per year. But they say future agreements with additional partners could bring the league's overall media deals close to 3 billion. But the agreement that they presented to players was a slap in the face. Even though they bringing in more brand dollars, getting more media rights, the amount of money they offered them was a slap in the face, and that was said about multiple players. L 3 billion.
So then the question is, where is all that money going if not some of it going to this improved, increased salaries and improved, um, whether it's revenue sharing or other things that they have brought to the table? Where's all that money going?
Hey,
And when
That's
you,
what the
what they
players
say,
want to
when you
know.
wake up the beast. So now you got, so more in this clip, Angel talks about her being a businesswoman, how it's bigger than her, how it's bigger than basketball. And she really is advocating for these women to build their profiles, their personal brands, and look at how, she's done it, and that's why I said that question about asking her what she did with her first WNBA check is funny, but it's also very telling. It's not anything that we don't know. That's part of what we're talking about right here, and that they're not getting paid enough. And I think that enough, the using the term enough, that's subjective, right? Like, who
Hmm.
is to determine what's enough? We're not saying that every player will earn the same amount. You don't even see that in 9 to 5 jobs.
No,
But this idea that the WNBA should continue to be a poverty league and that they're indebted to the NBA, that's all on leadership. You know what I'm saying? That starts at the head. That's bad deals being made, things that are happening, the conversations that are taking place in the boardroom. It is not in the best interest of the women who are putting the product. They're the product. They
I
are the
gotta.
product. When
I
you have, even when you have, we talked about from the athlete's perspective, but Keisha, even when you have somebody like a Dawn Staley, right? Or maybe someone who isn't as tenured or as successful as Don Staley. College coaches are making 10 times more than in professional league coaches in the
hmm
WNBA.
hmm
So then why would they want to leave? Because you're not paying people. I bet you
mm.
Kathy paid though.
Here's my question. What do you think they offered them as far as salaries for them to say it was a slap in the face? What do you think they offered them, Mel?
It's hard to wrap my mind around it. It had to be something like maybe 10%. I don't know. It because I don't think that these women went in there um asking for $1 million salaries right now. Right.
I just
The money aspect of it, the income is important, but they weren't it's that's what I need people to get their minds wrapped around. It's bigger than just the salaries.
because I don't think people understand. I know people like to joke and say they're a welfare league and all this, that, and the other. $3 billion media rights deal. Kathy Eagleberg was brought in to bring sponsors back to the WNBA. And she has done that along with she got some superstars that came into the league with their own brand, bringing their own sponsor dollars, such as like the Angel Reese's, the Caitlin Clarks, the Paige Beckers, you know, um, um, Asia Wilson is out there with her Nike deal too. You know what I'm saying? That is bringing sponsors to the league. I mean, Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark was all over Indiana too
Mhm.
because of their campaign of Let Her Cook.
Mhm.
So they
Mm.
have they have sponsors coming out the wazoo now, and they expect these ladies to go in there and get paid maybe 10 or 20% more than they was being paid before. Why would they do that when they know you getting that 11-year deal with the
And
media?
and you have other players like Angel who are doing more of a grassroots thing. Angel's like, I know that Nike is going to be super present there, right? So what did her and
Hmm.
Reebok do? She had a pop-up.
Yeah, she
They had
did.
little trucks all throughout the city with her ads, her Reebok ads for a shoe that ain't even launched yet. So that's what I'm saying. These women are taking matters into their own hands because they know the amount of money that y'all are making off of our names, off
Yeah,
of our talent. But you're not what, and people keep forgetting. Kathy came from what, Goldman and Sachs, if I'm not Goldman Sachs, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
it. I
Is
think
it go?
that's
I
what she
always
did.
say, because I always get it mixed up. I used to say,
Let me look up her because
I
I
think it's
know
Goldman Sachs.
I know she is work for.
And while you're looking that up, but my point in bringing that up is that yes, she has that skill set and experience from a
No,
global
she
corporate.
was 33 years at Deloitte.
Deloitte. That's why I would
Yes.
say Goldman Sachs. Deloitte. Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
here's my point. That's a global corporation, right? Where
Yes,
they
it
make
is.
billions.
Right.
But Kathy came from an organization that is in the business of making money, which she's able to do, but it doesn't always translate into how you pay your talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she has that corporate experience and skill set that she brings to the table, but it doesn't translate well in this business model.
Well, somebody asked, "Hey guys, if you're in the chat, please, this is a little break. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button." I got.
And Keisha, you know what else I want to say?
This was
Because
a
I
good
see
question.
people. I'm sorry,
This
go
was a
ahead.
good. This was a good question. They said, "What is a realistic salary percent increase that is reasonable for both parties?" What do you think? What do you think the owners and Kathy should have came with? 'Cause
Again, it's subjective. It is
like,
it is subjective. I don't think that any of us can say, um, well, I will say this. At a
go ahead.
minimum, these
Right.
ladies should be making, at a minimum, I would say 500,000. A
Hmm.
minimum.
Hmm.
And here's part of why they're bringing the entertainment. I can't tell you how many times, countless times I've seen, even since the season started, that people prefer to watch that game because the game in the NBA has changed. The style of play has changed. It's a slower game. It's not as fun anymore. You don't have, really these big storylines. You got somebody like an Anthony Edwards who comes in with his sauce. He's a younger guy. He's got a little drama, personal drama behind him, but across the league, it's not like the Jordan era or the Pippen era or the Worthy era. You know what I'm saying? Where the stories were there, the energy was there, the competitiveness was there. All of those things overall are missing a lot from what we see now, where you have other people who are like, man, I'm watching the WNBA now because them ladies, they be going at it. They play hard, you got this going on. And so again, to anyone that's saying, well, they don't, not saying that they don't deserve to be paid more, but in comparison or in contrast to what the men are getting, I'm tired of hearing people downplay the value that these women bring.
And you know what I say? I say Unrivaled has set the market. I'll give them a minimum of 250,000. I'm gonna tell you, like the rookies coming in, 250,000. Um, um, but
You think
start.
250,000 for a rookie, and I know 500,000 is high for even a rookie, but the reason why I said that is, again, if we go back to the part of the conversation about NIL deals, some of them, not every NIL is not the same across the board for every athlete, but for the top ones, who often are the ones that are getting drafted into the league, they coming in as a millionaire or close to it.
Yeah, but you're not gonna be able to pay everybody a million. Not in this
No, no,
model.
no, no.
Not
I'm not. No, I'm
yeah.
not saying that they should be getting a million, but that's why I went so high with the minimum salary.
Hmm.
So, okay, let's say 350 to 500,000.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, and the reason why I say that is only for the rookies, because I'm thinking if you, I think you should, I was gonna caveat that with, I think the minimum should be 250, but I think it should be able to have a bonus structure based on whatever whatever that team might have a Caitlin Clark. Those they should get a different structure, in my opinion, if they're able to generate that amount of money. It's just so it's just like in college. Everybody don't get the same amount of NIL deals. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're generating that amount of revenue, you should get a portion of that. in some type of bonus structure or something. Just like at LSU, everybody ain't getting the same NIL deal as Flau'jae on the team. They're just not, because she's generating that type of revenue. So I would say that's why I say with the
It's
minimum, and then
crazy to me.
and then
Brian Lewis said, made a great point. You got, and yes, it's LeBron's son, but you got Bronny James that's got like an $8-9 million contract over a 4-year period, and he averaging 5 points a game. Or that's what
yeah,
he was when he was coming in.
the
That's
pro
crazy.
the problem is it's hard for us to compare because the NBA is making money hand over fist. They still
But
have to sustain their they already in the red, and that's the problem. You know, um you have losses from the
hmm
previous years that you have to clear up. So
hmm
I'm taking that into account. But everything else should be revenue share. Like what I'm saying is their jersey sales. I don't even think they get a portion of their
they do
jersey.
not. They do not. They don't make
I
any
think
money
if
off of
you
their
would
jerseys.
incorporate all this, I think if you would incorporate, I think I heard Kelsey Plum talk about this one. If the top of my head, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they just won't. I think it'd be better if they go to like a minimum and then revenue sharing.
hmm
Like if I'm selling
That's
my
a start.
jersey,
That's a start.
give me a percentage of those sales. Give me a percentage of those T-shirts that's being sold. Give me a percentage so I can get residuals. Even after I stop playing, if they still buying my stuff, give me a portion of it.
But Keisha,
So
here's the other thing to consider when we look at revenue streams. So we're looking at different streams of income within one business model. They have the ticket sales, they got the jersey sales, they have other merchandise sales, they have viewership has increased. The W has their own subscription model. That's a revenue stream in and of itself. How many people are subscribing to League
the league
Pass,
pass,
whether
yeah,
it's
yeah.
directly through the W League Pass or if you have Amazon Prime, you can purchase it for $12.99 a month, right? Like they have other streams of income that they are generating within this singular business model. And the only ones that are profiting from that is the league, not the players. So I get that they're in the red, but as things continue to, it's only going to get better for them because a lot of eyes are on the league now. And the more amazing talent and it's not even so much just the talent anymore, it's the personal brands. Like there's no argument that people are watching because CC and Angel, but they're also watching for other players as well. They're invested and they're interested. And you have these players, especially the younger ones, who have taken their brands and their stories and their narratives into their own hands. That's only going, look how, if you just look up stud buds, whether you agree with whatever, like the impressions that they received in the last 48 hours has been insane.
And look, let me tell you something. Two of the plays that are reasonable requests, in my opinion, is a double salaries, 140 for minimum and 500 for supermax, with bonuses for all-star appearance. I'm gonna tell you, Tulu, the only reason why I don't agree with you is I think Unrivaled and set the market. I don't
They've
know.
shown what is already possible and can be done.
I don't know how you offer them, and that's why I set my minimum at that. I don't know how you offer these ladies less than that 250 when another league in their first year came and did it. I, I don't know how you do that and still want to keep pace with these other leagues. Meanwhile, if they get hurt or anything, they don't get paid. That's the thing. Like, who was the girl from Seattle Storm? She's not getting paid, and she got hurt. I forgot her name. I think it was Horston. Um, but I just don't. I don't know how they go back and explain that we just gonna give you 140 without no revenue sharing for anything else they selling. At the minimum, that merchandise they should get a cut. So, L.
It's, again, I'm always going to advocate for women being, I don't buy into this idea that, oh, they're women, their physicality, they don't have the athleticism. We are seeing
Yeah, big girl,
these
the one they
women,
did the GoFundMe for. Wasn't that Harston, Jordan Harston, L? She got
what
hurt in Athletes Unlimited, I believe, and she and I don't think the Storm is paying. I don't think she's on the
they did
current
a
roster.
GoFundMe.
Yeah, for Jordan Harston. Hold on,
Wow.
they had to, I know I'm not crazy. Hold on, let me look that up because remember she was on the Seattle Storm, but she got hurt in Athletes Unlimited.
I didn't know that she got hurt.
And so she had an ACL. And yeah, I'm looking at the GoFundMe, but
What's the GoFundMe for? Her medical expenses?
to pay her salary while she's out.
That is insane to me. So again, if we're talking about Unrivaled, they have raised the bar, right? And they've set the standard really high because if I'm not mistaken, if you play an Unrivaled and you end up getting hurt, and they will cover your WNBA contract or salary,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, and again, to your earlier point, and kind of giving Tulip, was it Tulip a pushback is Unrivaled, a 3-on-3 league has shown what's possible in year one.
Oh,
And
here it
and the
is,
W
L.
has way more resources than Unrivaled.
Here it is. They say, but due to her ACL injury during AU, Horston won't be on the active W roster and won't be able to earn a salary under the current CBA. AU, which is Athletes Unlimited, y'all, doesn't provide workman's comp either. Unfortunately, while she rehabs, she will not get paid.
That's wild. And,
That's
and, and
why,
she's playing in Athletes Unlimited because she ain't making enough in the W.
yes,
Like, let's get back to the issue at hand.
yeah, that's the
These
reason
women
why
are
she was
going to
over there.
play in other leagues because their salaries in the W are not enough. Where everybody is not an Asia Wilson where you can afford to take off your off season and just
Right.
really focus on your nutrition, your health, restoring your body, resting, because resting is a part of the healing process. Everybody doesn't have that luxury. Some people, like Angel, she said, I want to get better. And I know the way for me to get better. Like she could have, from a financial perspective, she could have afforded to take the off season off. But she had some goals and things that she wanted to do. And then going into a league like Unrivaled and seeing, um, you have women at the helm who are the players and they understand what's needed, and how they built Unrivaled was off of, I don't want to say off of the back of the W, but they came in with a clear understanding and vision for what they needed to provide these ladies because they've been in the league long enough to know what they're not getting, and they wanted to provide something in contrast and say, this is how you should be treated. These are the things that you should be receiving.
And another thing, just like same team, Seattle Storm. Nika Mule got hurt overseas. She's not getting paid because they couldn't keep them on the active roster because they need to fill a spot. So she's out. She's not getting paid. So to Gabby's point, they go overseas because they're not getting paid enough in the W, and they run the risk of an injury while they're over there. But at least they've made some of their contract, which is way more than the W.
And I like what Eagle Brothers said earlier. I'm trying to get caught up in the chat, but
Hmm.
the league and the owners, the team owners, are making millions of dollars.
And they can't cover whatever, because Nika Muse was on a rookie contract, y'all. They can't cover 75,000 while she's hurt.
Mhm. But my point in bringing that up was the league and the team owners are making more money than the players, and without the players, you don't have a product. The league doesn't have a product, the team doesn't have a product. That's that slave mentality. That's that plantation mentality. You labor, and I'm gonna give you what I think you deserve while I'm over here making money off of your back.
Look, Captain need while she out there dancing to Nuck If You Buck, Captain need to be out there talking to the stud buzz and getting a contract for them for WN for All-Star games to come. That's what you need to be doing. Because they bring in publicity to her league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had, I think last night I checked, they had about 15, 16,000 people watching them sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a market out there. They just not tapping into it because they stuck in their old ways. This is a different, we live in a digital, different world. You have to connect with these generations in a different way. And until you get somebody in there to at least understand that, I'm not saying that Kathy understands how to get sponsored dollars. She does. She does. But at some point, hey man, you got unrivaled people figuring out stuff. We felt we felt a part of unrivaled L
Mm-hmm.
from start
Mm-hmm.
to finish. Talking about the fan.
And that's some of the stuff that we'll talk about in a future
Mm-hmm.
off the court episode. But when we talk about branding and storytelling, personal brands, people are genuinely um they're intrigued by like who's the person. I had a series, a TV series, back I launched during COVID, during the pandemic, and we did a remote TV series, and it was a 11-part docu-series called Beauty Behind the Brand. And my idea behind that was oftentimes we see, influencers or celebrities, and we know them for their roles, we know them for their work, we know them for their content. But
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't seeing in all the interviews and stuff that I was seeing, I wasn't seeing anybody really talk about the person. Like, who are you? How did you get here? And so it started as a social series that I started on Instagram back in like, I don't know, 2014, 2016. And then it evolved into a documentary film. But then when the pandemic happened, we had to stop filming,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to let the idea go because the stories were too important. And I had already built this engaged community online that was very invested in these stories of these women, different industries and whatnot. And so that's when I had the idea to do a live TV docu-series. It was a hybrid of a documentary and a live TV talk show. So we did Beauty Behind the Brand Live. And each week we went live for an hour and I had different guests. And the level of engagement that I got, and like I said, some were celebrities, celebrity stylists, we had athletes, we had women in wellness, corporate, entrepreneurs. Like my guests ranged. We had award-winning TV and film producers. So we had the gamut of talent, if you will, or stories represented. And the feedback that I got consistently from those guests was that you asked me questions that I've had multiple interviews and no one ever asked me this. Like one woman she became, after I interviewed her, we became really good friends and she's been a mentor to me. Her son is actor Jay Ellis from Insecure and Top Gun and some other films and shows. And he used to be on The Game. I think that was one of his first. And his mother, who is very dear to me, we had a 2-part episode with her. And one of the things, even though she's in her own right, a great storyteller, producer, a lot of times when she would get interviewed, people would always ask her about her son. Like, how does it feel to see Jay doing this? And you're this. And I wanted to talk to her about who she was. What was your journey? You left corporate America in finance in your 50s and went back to school to become a TV and film producer. What was that journey like? So my point in sharing that is that there's so much more to these ladies than them being on the court. And you have a fan base that is very invested in learning, wanting to learn more about who they are, what they do, where do you come from? What's the things that keep you up at night? How did you overcome this? It's not just about the talent on the floor. And Kathy is missing a huge opportunity to really lock in on this thing, especially now. So these women are taking matters into their own hands. And I see a lockout coming because when a person realizes that they no longer need you to be successful, you in trouble.
Mm,
You in trouble.
mm-hmm.
And
Well,
that's where we're at. And I think while it might be uncomfortable, I know people early on were saying when Angel first started talking about the CBA and, people were, twisting her words and saying she's demanding more money, but the talent, she's not talented and blah, 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 blah. And if a lot of, it was, what did people say? It was irresponsible of her to say those things because she can afford to sit out in a lockout, but a lot of them can't. I think we've come to the place where these women don't care. Like they are willing to put the future on the line for the immediate gratification.
I agree. I mean, something's got to change. I mean, if you allow people to keep lowballing you, that's what they're gonna keep doing. They're not gonna stop because you accepting it. I mean, and the WNBA has multiple, like you say, they have multiple revenue streams. Teams can make money from merchandise and ticket sales, make money from engagement online, media, TV, advertising dollars, sponsorship dollars, and their players, their player salaries is probably about maybe 2 to 5% of their expenses when you think about it.
Yeah.
And for a team
Again.
like the Mystics, most of those they have a lot of rookies,
Hmm. And then not
So
only that, you've increased the number of games that they're playing and how many games they're playing in a short span of time.
well, L, do you know how expensive it is to um to take care of an athlete?
Hmm.
For an athlete to be making 70,000, I make some people make 75,000 a year and they just pay their mortgage and pay for their car and put some gas and grocery in their house.
And Keisha,
They
not
have
only that, not
they
only
have to
that,
take care of their bodies with
not
that money.
not only that, somebody that's making 75,000 in corporate America or on a job, they have benefits. They got vision, they got dental, they have healthcare benefits, they get a life insurance policy that they buy into. So they're, even though the salary might be on the lower end, there's still things that are in place to ensure that they have access to things that they need, like benefits and coverage. Or God forbid something happens to them and they have a life insurance policy, their family can at least get some of that money to pay for their funeral expenses and maybe pay down some debt or whatnot. These ladies don't have that.
No.
They don't have any of that.
And I'll show y'all this, y'all. Y'all, I know we all watched the skills challenge last night and the 3-point competition. Everybody knows Natasha Cloud won 57,000 for winning the skills challenge. The WNBA only contributed 2,500 toward that challenge prize money. 55,000 came from the Players Association and AFLEC. I'll
Keisha, I
say that.
think I was about to say you need to repeat that again so that
I'm
it
gonna say it
really hits
again.
home.
In the end, Cloud managed to eclipse Wheeler by notching her finishing layup just under 37 seconds. In the process, Cloud won a total of $57,575, with only $2,575 coming from the league and $55,000 from a partnership between the Players Association and Affleck. She intends to put a down payment on a house. So let's get this straight. The Players Association has an agreement, partnership with a sponsor known as Affleck that gave Natasha Cloud the prize money last night. The league was only going to give her $2,500.
2,500 and a down payment on a house. Now, granted, I don't know where they're planning on buying a house. You know, if they're planning on buying a house in New York City or
That's
California, that's a whole different,
yeah, that's
you know,
different.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I would imagine that maybe they're buying a home somewhere else.
yeah.
Um,
fifty
and
thousand
even
don't
with
go
that,
too
that's
far in New
yeah,
York, but yeah,
not at all.
right. But yeah, that's how much. Now, in contrast, Sabrina Ionescu won the 3-point challenge, but she gave half of her winnings to Sonia Citron because she just wanted to encourage her because this is the first time a rookie is actually was doing a 3-point competition, and the rest she's gonna give to charity. You know why? Because Sabrina Ionescu has deals outside of the WNBA. She can do that. She won 62,000. She gave half to Sonia Citron and the other half to the SI20 Foundation, which provides access to sports for young people. But the difference is she making money outside of the WNBA with her shoe deal, her endorsements, that kind of thing, commercials, all kind of stuff going on. Our point is, minimum is coming from the WNBA.
Minimum less than 3,000.
Although they hosting this event.
Less than, I need people to let that sink in. Less than 3,000 of 60,000 of 55,000 is coming from the league, who is the host for the event.
They the host for the event. They didn't even get the partnership. The Players Association did. The union did.
The union did. That's how hard they are working for their players. And the fact that Sabrina gave half of that to Sonia Citron says a lot about her, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
she said she shared, they were sitting on the bench, and she just told Sonia, like, I think that it is very brave of you as a rookie to say, I'm going to sign up to do this. She
Right.
was like, I know she was like, heck, I was nervous, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I've been in the league for it and I've done this before. And but it also speaks to her, how connected she is and understanding that these women are not getting paid like me,
Yeah. They're
right?
not
They
getting
are.
paid. She's not getting paid like me, even though
Hmm.
she had to train to not look like a complete ass out there on national TV.
Hmm. 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 And I don't, Sabrina is, when you have a player like Sabrina and Angel and Asia, I would imagine that these women also invest their money in things. So then that's a whole other conversation where you have the financial agility and literacy to understand, like, my career in this league, being able to make money from off of my body in this way is going to be short-lived. And short-lived could be 10 years, it could be 15 years in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
But understanding that I can't just work for money. I gotta make my money work for me. So then making smart investments. And I would imagine only maybe the top 2% of the league have the financial ability to do that right now.
And to not for the week's point. And the event was sold out, y'all. You telling me they couldn't give more than 2,500? If y'all believe that, the event was sold out.
It's people
Okay.
everywhere. You got people like, I don't know if you all are familiar with a young lady. She's an actress now, but she started out as a social media content creator, personality slash influencer, Lala Milan. She out at the W. She did a video and she was like, I didn't even watch the WNBA, but they got me out here. You got folks like Quita who is out there. Like you got everyday folks, you got influencers. Everybody is paying attention to the W now. And they're there. So every event sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the AZ, they said her party was lit. Like everybody was there. She ain't even in the W yet.
Mm.
So this idea that and if you have like companies like Aflac and Ally and Kia and Sprite or Starry, you have all these multi-billion dollar corporations. They see the value. They are investing in these women. So the proof
Yeah.
of the product, the value of the product is there. It's all about the negotiations. I don't want to hear about their and the W has through sponsorships, increased sales, viewership, this multi billion dollar, $1 million media rights deal. They have the ability to pay off their debt and set them on the trajectory that's going to be in the positive because it's going to continue to grow. Part of how they have failed is that they decided very early on that they were going to put all of their energy and focus and time and advertisements and whatnot and promotion behind one player. Studbuds held a master class on marketing and branding with their live stream this weekend by
We
getting
did.
all players involved. We got to see AT smiling and clowning and having fun.
Right?
And Jackie being the life coach to Tisha Heidelman, like, you got to be better tonight. Like, we don't see that normally. And the W has all of the
Mm.
resources to make it happen. Why don't they have it? Like ESPN got docu-series on these collegiate players. Why don't y'all do something like that for your players in the league? There's
Hey,
so
hold
much that
on.
they can be doing, but they don't.
Yeah, they just hold on. Let me thank you, Hog Boss, for the $20 super chat. He said, good show. Waffle House on me. Laugh out loud. You ain't no good Hog Boss.
You're a
Not the
fool,
Waffle
not a
House.
Waffle House. Yeah,
Not
that was
the
a
Waffle.
wild comment, boy. That was a wild comment.
That was very wild. Hey man, at least we can go up in there and get us a little breakfast. I really don't like Waffle House, but hey, I'm part of the stereotype, I guess. I don't really like it. But we moving, we look, we moving on. But hey, we probably could talk about this for 10 years, but we're gonna talk about something else that has to do with the CBA too. L, we gonna pivot. We gonna start talking
Wait,
about
wait,
these
wait,
rap.
wait. Before
Go
you
ahead.
do that, though, don't
Go
forget
ahead.
because you didn't play all of it. Angel's clip where they asked her about what she did with her first WNBA check and what she would do if she were commissioner for a day. You don't
I
have to
could
play it, but we
not.
could kind of talk about it a
Do
little
you
bit.
know the
Oh,
marking?
the mer
Yeah, because I couldn't find a
mm-mm.
clip.
No, it's okay though. But essentially she said when when the reporter asked her what did she do with her first WNBA check, and she kind of paused
Hmm.
and she looked and she was like, I don't know, pay my rent. Like I don't remember. Like, that's how insignificant it was like, to the
Too.
point of like it wasn't that much. Like it was enough for me to pay my rent. Um and her rent being what was it 8,000 or whatever 7,000
What?
whatever it was before she bought our house. And then the other thing, the question about what would you do if you were commissioner for a day, she was like, first thing I'm doing is making sure we all getting paid.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves their money. And then she talked about the revenue share, she talked about the housing, she talked about the health care, and especially for the women in the league who are mothers and taking care of them. You can't penalize a woman for doing what she does naturally and growing a family, and she has to take time away from that, but then you don't provide her with the resources. Um, to be able to make her re-entry back into her role. Like when most corporations, you're gonna get some maternity leave.
Right.
And you also have health care to ensure that you and your baby's health is, taken care of. And the league is just, it feels like they're providing the bare minimum and saying, here, you should be happy that this is what we've given you. Because if we look
They
at the growth of the salaries from the onset of the W till now, it's not significant. They start off with like 30, 40,000. If the lowest contract is 78,000, that's not a whole lot of money over a 27-year span. That's it. Okay, moving on.
Look, we're gonna move on to something else. That look, the CBA, the WNBA, they got another problem that people keep talking about, which is the referees, y'all. We've been talking, everybody talking about the referees, from Caitlin Clark going off, looking like she was about to snatch old boy, to Angel Reese being in the press conference saying, look, I'm not taking this no more. Y'all gonna find me. To Stephanie White says she got fined for quote unquote criticizing the referees. I'm gonna let you guys listen to a little bit of what Kelsey Plum had to say at All-Star Weekend, and then I'll read to you a little comparison between the two refereeing systems between the NBA and the WNBA, so we can get a clear picture of this problem, because it's not just what's happening on the floor. There's a structure that's with these WNBA refs that is aiding to why they are so bad, because it is not everybody knows the refereeing in the W is worse than it is in the NBA. And to say that the NBA is a parent company to the WNBA, the disparity shouldn't be that big, but it is really, really big. Hold on, let me play this for y'all. And then let's see what Kelsey Plum had to say, y'all.
The officiating and the amount of contact that's allowed on the perimeter has been a topic of conversation. It was brought up on the ESPN broadcast. It's been a gripe from you, from Becky Hammond, from Stephanie White. What do you see as the biggest issue there and how it could be resolved?
I'm grateful you asked this. I have no problem with the physicality. I think people are getting frustrated at the consistency. So it's like a ticky-tack here, and then someone gets absolutely assaulted over here. And like, where's the line? And when do we call it? And why do we call it? And I also think too, like, a lot of teams specifically play me very physical, which I get, just to try to like wear me down throughout the game. But a foul is a foul. So a foul in the first quarter is a foul in the fourth quarter. And so it's like, hey, if you're not going to call it in the first, that's fine, but don't call it in the fourth. Or let me guard them that way that they guard me. And so I think that just the officiating across the board, people have been frustrated with the lack of consistency. And so that I do think that the refs, similar to a player, like if I don't play well and I'm being evaluated, I'm penalized for that. As a ref, they're not as penalized as we are. They don't get necessarily like a, it's like, oh, we review it, but like those 3 calls change the game, and like that's it. And so I think it's part of our sport. You have to be resilient and accept it, but at the same time, I think they have to also grow, and the communication between the league, like the NBA comes out and says like, hey, in the fourth quarter, with these 2 calls, we missed both of these. I think that's really important for our league to grow in terms of its integrity, because like it should be like, hey, listen, the Alyssa Thomas with the Valkyries, like that's not a foul.
Yeah, right.
Come out and say it.
Right.
I think that's important.
She brought up some really, really good points. But before we dive in, she talked about, the reason why I played that clip is she talked a lot about the comparison and being consistent as refs, because you lose control of the game when you're not being consistent. When you're doing something in the first quarter that you're not doing in the fourth quarter, or vice versa, the players don't know how to adjust to how they're being officiated. So then they start to get frustrated. What was pivotal in what Kelsey Plum said was, she understands the physicality, but she doesn't understand the inconsistency. So let me read this to you. She said, they said in this Sports Illustrated article about the WNBA refereeing, compare this system to its fraternal counterpart. They compared it to the NBA. NBA referees are salaried employees of the league. WNBA referees are paid per game and generally work NCAA games in the winter. There are some major underlying differences. The NBA season is twice as long, and of course, its budget is larger by an order of magnitude. The WNBA cannot and should not want to follow everything that it sees in the NBA, but it's not hard to see the differences between a six-figure salary employee in the NBA and contractors paid a daily rate who then adjust to call it a different rule book 5 months of the year. The differences are not just about pay. The NBA issues a last 2 minute report for every game that is closed late in the fourth quarter. The WNBA has no equivalent. The NBA maintains an off-site replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey. Any call that goes to a replay review is seen by someone removed from the action. The WNBA has its replays handled on the court by the same referees who made the initial call. It creates a resource gap that is hard to miss. Yeah.
I mean, it really ain't nothing to say. That report, that that right there just lays it out. And the fact that you have referees in the WNBA who are paid by game, and these are the same referees. And I've seen that the one lady with the hair shaved, black lady, hair shaved on the side, and the braids in her hair. I've seen her officiating collegiate games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big difference. That's why we have the conversations around what collegiate players will and won't, whose games will and won't translate to the W. It's a different style of play. There's no way. And then are they getting training to understand like the differences between collegiate ball and professional league ball? Like you got enough money to pay salaries for refs who work specifically for your league,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not doing it.
No.
So then we get into, and then I think the horrible officiating can oftentimes lead to the injuries that we're seeing as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
On
coach.
on on the stud buds, you had they was talking to Caitlin's brother,
Mm-hmm.
and he called him out.
Yeah.
He called him out. He was like, the refereeing is bad. You got to get the officiating together. Y'all had a party, and that's what dude had on his mind.
He did. Because it's like Kester Twum said, it's not the it's not so much the physicality. I know the Clarkies like to run around and talk about the physicality and this, that, and the other. I don't think anybody wants the physicality to completely leave the WNBA. That's why we
The
like it over the
physicality has
NBA.
been a part of the league since its
Yeah,
inception.
it's not the physicality. It's the inconsistency. It's the letting it get out of. Do y'all understand the refs contributed to letting games get out of hand to where temperatures is flaring, and now I want to fight because I feel like everybody on this floor is against me?
hmm Natalie Nakase even called them out when she talked about who was it that they played right before the break, and it came down to like the game was really close. It might have been Indiana Fever they were playing, and they won on a free throw.
Yeah.
Game should never be decided by free throws. But
But
the
hold
way that
on.
they were calling the game, and it was, and the foul that they called wasn't even a foul that put them on the other team on the free throw line. It wasn't even a foul.
Oh, hold on. I want to address where the milk away. Hold on. Um, she said Clark loves the fouls just as much as she elbows. And ready milk away, you just made my point. Why does she keep pushing off? They allow it. She would correct her behavior if a foul was called.
AB too. You see how Tina was like, okay, y'all not gonna call her fouling me? Bet. You see what happened with AB and Tina Charles threw her to the ground like a daggone rag doll.
They get mad at Clark. Clark is not the only one elbowing.
Keisha, please find that clip and play it, because the way that
Leah,
she constantly
Leah
be
Boston
hooking
is.
folks,
I know we like to rag on her, but come on, Aaliyah Boston be elbowing the hell out of people.
she be not just elbowing, she grabs them by the arm, she hooks their arms. You gonna mess around and break somebody's arm doing that in the middle of a play? Like you're not, your brain ain't even catching up with what your body is doing quick enough. And Tina Charles was like,
So,
look, I already got these patches on my shoulder, and you over here trying to break my daggone arm. I'm too old for this. And threw her
so,
tail to the ground.
so at the end, look, at the end of the day, I mean, if the refs would get a hold of it, you know what I'm saying? If the refs would get a hold of it, we wouldn't have all this going on. But these ladies are only doing what they've been allowed to do, and then in certain quarters it's not allowed. In certain quarters it is allowed.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad that Kelsey said it the way that she did. A foul in the first quarter, it's the same foul in the fourth quarter. So and it points out the inconsistency of the foul
Right.
calls.
Hold on.
On the clip with not the clip, but the pictures that were circulating after the Minnesota Lynx and Chicago Sky game, where Bridget
See
Carlson
how
had her whole,
see
she
how
was
she got
wrapped
Tina
around her.
Charles hooked?
Look, mm-hmm. Play it again.
Yeah. Do you see? Okay, y'all. Not to cut you
Now
off, Ed, but
look at Tina's
look at
shoulders.
look at Tina. She got her hooked under the arm. Tina said, "You know, it's enough of that."
I'm sorry, I can't help it. But she sold it too.
Say,
like
look,
like
look.
she hit her head or something.
She got her hook right here. What is all that? Ref standing right there.
Looking right at him.
She right there, y'all. She gonna wait till this escalate. Escalate. She looking at it. She watching it. Why she ain't blew the whistle yet, y'all?
It's still the play. It's still in play, and she ain't blew the whistle.
She gonna wait till Tina Turner throw her ass to the floor. Then she gonna blow the whistle.
And
It
they
shouldn't have
both could
never.
have gotten hurt on that play.
It shouldn't have never came to that.
Hmm.
So I get what everybody talking about. People pushing off, people doing this, people doing that, but the refereeing is bad because these people will stop doing stuff if they would get the calls at the right time. If you call it, you don't call it over here, you call it there. Sometimes you don't call it, depending on where you are. They might call it over here. The next game, they might not call it. Well, hell, everybody, if you are a competitor, you're gonna do whatever you can do to gain an advantage. So you can't get mad at Cece for pushing off. You know why? She doing whatever she can to gain advantage. Flopping, what do you think Tip is doing? Throwing herself all over the floor here. Because flopping is rewarded.
Hmm. That's why I said she sold it. The way that she down there, you would have thought she hit her head on that fall.
Flopping is rewarding. Oh, I'm dead.
You have folks getting their teeth knocked out. I mean, on live TV, you see somebody tooth flying out their mouth. Come on now.
Yeah. Chester Gray didn't have to do that.
We saw our boo get body slammed last year
She didn't have to get
and hit her head.
it.
He did a full Nelson on our girl. I was like, hold on, I'm just now coming around to liking AT a little bit after
Nah,
that.
I will say now, ain't no ref calls nobody injury and all that. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm just gonna
No, but
say,
Keisha, I'm gonna push back a little bit on that. They're not
okay, go ahead.
causing injury, but their lack of
Uh,
calls and professionalism and consistency is what's
Okay,
leading to those injuries.
I get you. I get you. I just I just didn't want to start that because CC brothers trying to start a narrative, and I get he sticking up for his sister because I will stick up for my sister. I be look. Matter of fact, he better one than me because I probably been up. Um, I probably been up because yeah, like we was talking about before we came on here. You don't want to see me at a sporting event because when my child played football, I was up out my seat. What in the hell
God, I'm a
is y'all?
plum fool. My family won't even
What in the
sit with
hell
me.
y'all refs letting them do to my child? Is y'all going crazy?
Keisha, I done got put out of basketball games for going at it with the refs. I have gotten put out. So
Sit down, man. No, y'all seen them? They just undercut my child. Almost took his knees out. What y'all? What kind of wrestling going on around here? And if you don't get a hand on that, that signals to the other team, oh yeah, it's okay. I can elbow, I can arm ball, I can do all that stuff. They ain't calling it, you know. But now that you know the refs are contract players, they contract players, they get paid per game, like they use look like they use basketball refs at the damn local rec center. They getting paid
mm-hmm,
per game.
mm-hmm.
They don't have to give out no report. They don't have to come out and give a press conference on calls that they missed. They don't have to do any of that. They don't have to do a 2 minute report. They don't have to do any. They don't even have an independent person reviewing calls when they go to the monitor. The same ref goes to the monitor that called the call.
Wow.
There's no third party. None of that.
Keisha, I know we done moved past the CBA part, but I'm trying to get caught up in the chat. I'll be trying to
Oh,
engage in the chat, but several people, including Eagles brothers, um,
what
I
he
don't
say?
know. I wish it had like timestamps on here, but they said that Nanka had informed Courtney Williams that there is an emergency CBA meeting that was happening in 10 minutes, and that was earlier. So they might be in the
Mm.
meeting right now.
Oh, they want to bring them back to the table, huh?
Well, I would imagine if they don't listen. See, I'm cut from a different cloth, baby. I'm a different breed and a different generation. Cause honey, we was willing to sacrifice. You come to the table talking reckless and crazy. It wouldn't be no all-star game tonight. Then the fans would be hot. You gonna have to give all them people their money back.
Look, this fool conscious said, just let them play without refs or get some of them I am robot refs. No, we not saying that,
I mean, they
conscious.
might as well the way the stuff be going half the time. They out there
Oh, oh, shut up. Hell, you
pick up balls.
crazy.
You got to be a ref any daggone way. That might as well let them play that way.
Even in the NFL, certain things, when they doing a review, it goes to somebody up in the booth. They're not even on the they're not even on the field. They just watching the video and giving their analysis. But refs don't want to be showed up on national TV. So they going so some of them are just going to the monitor for performative purposes, hell. Didn't already made up their mind what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me go look at it.
And then the reviews, Keisha. Some of them
Yeah,
reviews they go and
unsuccessful challenge.
they review it and they take 20 minutes, 20 daggone years to review. And it's like you watching stuff in slow motion. Why does it take you so long? I truly think it's because they don't know what they're looking at.
Hmm.
They don't have the level of aptitude to call games the right way. I think that's why they be at the table so long. Because it don't a skilled ref, they're not taking that long to review a play and make a decision.
They say, look, they gotta look at it. And me personally, my dingy self, I thought they was talking to somebody on the headset. They ain't telling me no goddamn about it.
You a fool.
They talking to their goddamn self. They ain't talking to nobody. They ain't calling no. They ain't calling no referee board
Keith,
somewhere.
Keith, they got their Beats by Dre headphones on, taking a commercial
I thought
break,
when
listening to.
I thought when they look, they put the little headphones on, they looking in the monitor. I thought it was some other peep. I thought they was talking to somebody. They ain't talking to no damn body.
Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
And look, in the article didn't say, I wonder how much per game are they getting? And it goes between the WNBA and the college game.
Can we look up all three? How much refs get paid in on the collegiate level, WNBA and NBA?
To go back and forth between the NCAA and the WNBA, I think that's problematic. Hell,
Very much so. Very much
hmm
so.
I think that's problematic. I mean,
It is problematic, and I also think that it's a conflict.
yeah, because
I
those
think it's a
games are
conflict.
officiated different.
Hmm.
Okay, AI says WNBA referees have salaries ranging from 16,000 to 50,000 annually. This equates to roughly 180 to $425 per game, depending on experience and the number of games officiated. So it might get like 180 per game at the low end. Wow. Okay. Now NBA referees get 150 to 550 per year,
Wait, say it
and
again. I'm sorry. What's
NBA NBA referees start at 150 to 550 per year, 550,000 per year,
okay?
150,000 to 550,000 per year, and WNBA start at 16,000 per year. Um, Lord Jesus,
That's a big, it's a huge
and they can make
contrast.
up to 50,000 a year. What kind of shit?
So they
Uh,
don't even meet the minimum of what the refs in the NBA get.
no, no, that ain't that. Yeah, so yeah. This is like a gig. This is like a gig at the YMCA. You know how you be down there at the YMCA, you're repping the youth basketball game, 6U, 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U. You just uh, somebody said, what the hell? 400 a game only? Yeah. AI says this equates to roughly $180 to $425 per game, depending on experience. Yes. So if you got 40 games, let's get the calculator out. Say you get the most 425. And you're not gonna be in every game, L.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
So
It's just
yeah, I don't know what to
how
say
many
about that.
refs? But okay, so here's another question. How many refs are in reffing games for the W?
Is it
Because a
like
lot of times
three?
I feel like
Is it
we're
three?
seeing the same refs in all the games.
Yeah, because I know some of them, but like the guy that was arguing with Caitlin, I knew him. The black lady with the shaved hair, she's been there a lot. And the
Mm-hmm.
bald headed black guy that held Tina Charles back, I remember
Mm-hmm.
he be in a lot of games too. So, but they got to give him a lot of games. Yeah, $400 a game.
That's but that's like Instacart on a good day with tips. You like what?
At least the NBA guys are getting a salary, so they don't have to worry about whether they're gonna get a certain game or how many games they're gonna get.
But and
They
that's
got
what
a
I'm
set
saying. If
thing.
it messes up the consistency. I think that is part of the reason why we're seeing um the officiating that we're seeing and the lack of consistency. It's like, well, because then you say it you get paid based on how many games you referee.
So they say yeah, in the WNBA game typically has three referees, and the reason why they saying 18,000 to 50,000 chat is because they supplement them by letting them do ref games in college too to supplement
And how
the
much they get
W.
paid in college to referee?
They got it all in one. They
Wait,
got it all
wait,
in
what,
one
what?
pool.
So the 18 to 50,000 is for reffing in the NCAA and the W?
Yeah, because if you take 425 times 44 games, that's only 18,000.
Now I'm convinced some of them reps be taking bets.
I mean, just
Wait,
think. So that's why they say it said in a in that article that what supplements them is the NCAA games because when the women's basketball from NCAA is going on, that's a lot of games.
but that's still not enough money. Do y'all understand? Okay, I live in Southern California, not even in San Francisco, where the cost of living is much higher. I'm in
Hmm.
Southern California in between LA and San Diego. And over, if you make up to, I want to say it's about 150,000 a year, you consider poverty, you're in the poverty level, not even
Hmm.
middle class. So you making six figures a year. And that's still according to the national guidelines that you're within the poverty level. The cost of living in California is insane, y'all.
Yeah,
It
reference for the
is.
W is a part-time
So
job, man.
imagine, that's what I was about to say. So imagine they making up to 50,000. If they're reffing, if the NCAA refereeing job is a supplement to them refereeing in the W, when do they have time to go make money anywhere else?
Yeah.
How do they make money to sustain living and taking care of their families? And who know, I don't know how many live on the West Coast versus the East Coast, like where they live, but or what the cost of living is where they live, but how do they sustain themselves? That's not sustainable.
That's why them. That's why them refs don't care about them. They about them game. They like, girl, get out my face with that.
Mm.
I ain't getting paid. Get out my. I made the call. I'm done with it. Go on, move aside. That's how they feel.
And wasn't some of them same was those some of those same refs in the in Unrivaled too? Didn't we see some of them same refs in Unrivaled?
Now they said like somebody was saying. Like somebody was saying in the chat. Now if you a top referee, you can get up to 1,500 and between 1,500 and 2,500 per game.
It's the per game though. Just give them a salary. Give them a salary.
Hmm.
If the WNBA is the daughter or the sister of the NBA, why are you not what from its inception, why didn't you model the business the same?
I'm gonna show this so I can make sure I'm giving the right information. So if you, I'm still trying. I'm confused on this money part. I'm glad you brought this up. So even if you do 1538, what is that, Em? Say you do 44 games, but you're not
Mhm.
gonna do 44 games.
Let's
That's
say you do
67.
25. Say you do 25.
Okay, so 1538 times 25 is 38,450. So that's
Let me
why they
tell you
say
something.
between 16,000
Portillo's in
and
my
50.
area, my son, who is 18, just graduated from high school, about to go to college, interviewed for a job at Portillo's for a team member position. Guess how much they pay?
How much?
$26 an hour. So my son can go work at a restaurant and make just as much or close to as much as these people refereeing in a pro league.
That's why I brought this topic. That means the CBA has to address this, y'all.
Enough players have spoken up about it that I think it's part of the conversation.
They have to address how how the refs are getting paid. They have to address the structure. They have to address all these things if they want to put a great product out on the floor. I will give some of the people griping this. You want a great product on the floor. You don't want to see all these inconsistencies from game to game. Y'all, Angel Reese wasn't getting a call until she went off in the press conference.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. She had to go off. And not only that, it wasn't just so much her going off, Keisha, because we're talking about Angel, so let's be real, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we already know how she gets treated differently.
Right.
It wasn't just that she talked and spoke up about it, it was the pictures that was
Right.
circulating online
Online. Yeah.
that you just couldn't deny.
I mean, some of them pictures was like she was her, and y'all get look, and then y'all get mad at Tina Charles. She old and people arm bucking. Tina Charles said, if you don't get, same thing happened with Asia Wilson and AB got into it. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
don't get your hands off me,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and we cool, but if you don't get your damn hands off me,
And she
L,
not the only one. She got into it with somebody else.
we gonna fight.
Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. So you have these post players who are all speaking up about this one player and how she's playing. It shows that there's this inconsistency in the calls, right? If she's able to continue to do that game after game, regardless of what team they're playing, that's a problem.
Hmm.
If CC is able to continue to push off and not get called for it, no matter who they're playing against, that's a problem. It's inconsistent. But if you look on the other end of the court and somebody else does it, you're calling it, that's inconsistency.
And I get what you're saying, AC Chi-Town, but I think they're gonna address it because though yes, the referee has an association, the referee has a direct correlation to the product on the floor. This CBA has to address it. They can't. If they don't address it, it's problematic, Calvin. It's problematic because their calls affect the players, or their lack of calls affect the players. We talked about Cece, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about L.
Mm-hmm.
We're not as crazy as the Clarkies,
Mm-mm.
but last year we still said y'all gonna get Angel Reese hurt with the way
Keisha,
y'all letting her be manhandled. We
she
said
got
that. We
body
just wasn't as
slammed.
we just wasn't as crazy as the Clarkies, but we said it.
She got body slammed. Hit her head and everything.
We still called it out.
Mm-hmm.
We just wasn't acting as crazy as the Clarkies.
We ain't going looking up people addresses and sending
Yeah,
death
we
threats and all that other
no,
nonsense.
we didn't do all that. But every time Angel falls or get shoved down or being slapped around, hugged upon, we like, what a rep, what a rep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the ladies have the same problem. It's not like it's just CC calling it out or CC brother. It's a whole
Right.
host of players calling it out.
Which is the irony of that is again, and this is kind of off topic a little bit,
It is the irony of CC, but yes, get it.
but well, not only that, but that she's not speaking up about it. Your brother, you got your handlers doing. You know what I'm saying? You don't speaking up about nothing.
I'm gonna tell you, and I've said this before. I don't know if y'all heard me, but I've said this before. I don't think some people don't feel comfortable attacking issues. Everybody ain't like us, L. Me and you can walk up and be like, "Look, player, that's enough. You know this. Look, don't. We need to talk about this. Come here. Let me talk to you for a minute. Come here." And she's the type of person I think it takes her. Sometimes some people are hard to articulate when they angry and when they upset and stuff. I'm actually good at when I'm angry. I look, don't have me nice because I might not get it. But if I'm angry, I'm super laser focused. Some people feel like if they say something
Mm-hmm.
and it comes out the wrong way, I'm gonna get crucified. So then they get scared into not saying anything at all
Mm-hmm.
because they're not. as outspoken. Angel is very comfortable in her skin. I don't think Cece is as comfortable in her skin to call out stuff. She waits till she gets angry, and then
Mm-hmm.
she's throwing a
That she
tantrum.
lashed, but that
Right,
goes back to what I was saying last week about the neurodivergent piece. It's the way that they respond is different,
yeah, it's different.
and it'll come out and be really aggressive and like, hold on, what is your problem?
Right. And
Hmm.
which I could relate, because sometimes and some people just their personalities is like, you know what, I've had enough. I'm about to cuss you out. I can't
Hmm.
take it no more. I've been quiet. I've been talking to you nice, and you don't get it. So
Yeah.
I think with her, um, because she's trying to, also another piece of this is she's trying to be this brand and not be herself. She's trying to go back to her handlers, tell me what I should say, blah blah blah, woo, woo. And at some point, baby girl, you got to do your own thing and be like, look, I need to discuss something. I have a voice. I don't care how it comes out. I need to tell y'all something.
You have
And
this
y'all,
huge platform and you're not
right?
using it.
No, because I don't think she knows at this point. Everybody's journey is different. I don't think she knows how to use it. I think
Well,
what
and it
she's
probably
doing
doesn't help
is
when you got your daddy sitting in the stands for all these years telling you to shut up. So you
and
might not know how to use your voice.
you're being told, because I'm gonna tell you, women get done this all the time. You being told, look, we tell you what to say. This is what you do. We got your best interest at heart.
Hmm.
You do this. You do this. You do that. Don't 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 do that.
Well, and the other thing, Keisha, to your point, is that this is the problem with trying to construct a quote unquote perfect um, brand presence, right?
Correct.
One that is let's be laser focused, like hyper focused on the talent of the person, but we don't know a whole lot about her. Like we've seen glimpses. I think this weekend is probably the most that we've seen. Like, oh, she know the lyrics. That's what I was telling you in the show last night. I was like, play the clip of Mario singing "Let Me Love You," and Cece is back there, and I was like, is that the player?
Oh, I knew that
Hold
was the player. Me and Key did a stream. I don't know if y'all remember when we was talking about with a real CC stand up, because this one y'all put out here is not the one. That is not her.
yeah. And so I agree with you. I think that that's where some uncomfortability comes from. But there's
Mm-hmm.
also this clip that they showed. I think I might have sent it to you. Um, I'm telling y'all, side note, if y'all are not on Threads, if you got an Instagram account, go on and do yourself a favor and thank me later. Activate your Threads account. It's where
Oh,
all the tea is
oh,
at.
hold on, hold on.
Okay.
Khalid Black said my dad tried to call me confrontation. Confrontation. No, that ain't it. That's my brain's antivirus security alert going off.
Y'all, I'm
I
sounding.
I think Khalid, because sometimes my mama be telling me that, like, you don't have to address everything. No, it didn't click. Look, let me tell you something. Come here. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Don't you ever a day in your life talk to me like that ever again, okay? I don't,
That's crazy.
I don't care. I don't care. So then you see CC. I don't know what that man said to her. I know the clip went viral. I don't know what that man said to her, because she was keying with him at first, and whatever he said,
It made her
CC went.
snap.
She went to the left. she she
Made
went
her
to the
snap.
she went to the left. She didn't give a damn about them handlers or her brand. Nothing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. But it's celebrated, right? In some
Yeah.
circles, it's
The
celebrated.
la- the lady had to grab her.
Now, when this clip shows her walking through, I don't know, somewhere in the arena maybe,
Hmm.
and she's like adjusting her halter top, and then there's her boyfriend Colin standing there
Hmm.
waiting for her, and he reaches out to give her a kiss. Baby, the way she curved him, I said, I
Yeah.
said, that's
See.
that. Wait a minute, that's supposed to be your man. Why did you just do it? Why you do him like that? So somebody posted and said, "We gonna talk about this or not?" Because it was the other clip of her on the golf course with the lady, and she was kind of standing behind her checking her. I said, we
Y'all,
getting the real CC this weekend."
Cece, look, everybody say Cece went up there to that DJ booth. Mario handed her a drink and told her, "You want to get on the mic?" Girl, Cece was out there acting like,
She didn't even need the mic. She was behind him, and I could hear her more than I could hear him singing the song and throwing her hands up in the air. And I said, "Oh, wait a minute. Okay."
I mean, Cece said, "Look, I'm 23 years old, y'all. I'm not 48. I know these handlers want to treat me like I'm 48, got me wearing all these old people. No, I'm putting on the halter tonight. Y'all go to hell." Hey, her. Hey, y'all go to hell. I'm putting on the halter top tonight. Oh, live. And I'm gonna let Mario grab me all around the waist too. Show live. Go on, Mario. Let me love you. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Y'all hate all your
Not let
wants.
me love you.
Cause that man still look good. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
Lord. Yes, he does. Yes, he
Yeah, just go
does.
on grab me, Mario. Go on ahead. Let me sing this song with you. Damn my boyfriend. Damn him to hell.
Oh my gosh, you a fool. You a whole fool.
That's what CC said up there when she was up there in that DJ booth.
Now she can't go back to what we've been used to seeing now. Not after this weekend. And the way she was crashing out, she was like, "I sat up and watched 3 hours of stud buds." Like she was going off, honey.
Brad Sass just put, he said that stud buzz is addictive. It is. I had it on. Look,
I
after I
keep
got off
missing them
the,
live. I just see the clips.
no, after I got off live with y'all last night, I had stud buzz on one screen and I was working on other stuff on the left screen. I said, these fools is crazy. I saw when they got people coming to their room, then they got ready to go to as a fun party. I was watching it all. I said, "Oh Lord, these sub," like Brad said, "I'm getting addicted." Like, when is this
So
stream
you
gonna be
watching it
on?
on Twitch, but when the stream is over, you can't go and watch the full stream.
Yeah, well, what's going on? They've been live 72 hours.
Every
They never
time I
cut.
went and looked, they weren't live.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on, because they every time I went and looked, they was live. It's like they didn't cut it off. But I
Hmm.
don't. And then in order to chat, you gotta subscribe to their stuff. But I just was just watching. Hold on, let me see. No, let me see. Hold on, cause I subscribed to. No, they live right now.
Are they really?
Hold on, let me show you. Yeah, they live right now on Twitch. Hold on, I think they just it's an ad.
Okay. Oh, they
Um,
about to get major brand deals after this weekend. Watch
yeah,
what I tell you.
they live right now.
And they gonna have their
You
own
see the
show.
chat going?
And that's on their Twitch channel.
Mm-hmm.
No, cause I'm on StreamYard on my phone. I'll have to look when I get done, when we get
Mm-hmm.
off of here.
Yeah, they up in there.
But yeah, I haven't caught them live. I've only seen just
Once
the
they get through
snippets.
all these commercials. And the trip part about Twitch is they don't let you skip.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm. But yeah, the stub buzz making because they got to get back to playing. So they crazy. So I just see that. God damn it! Come on with
They need to bring Angel on board because she even talked about it. Like she in her post game, I mean post game presser in her press conference yesterday and her media availability, she talked about how it's important to own your narrative and your story and build your brand. And she used them as an example, and she didn't give them like a bunch of tea in the press conference, but I'm sure that they've been talking to her because she's been talking about them and to them about what to do with their platform. And it was
Damn.
smart. You get players like Asia on there, you get Angel on there, you get CC on there. Their streams, their views go up.
They is on an ad break. This is cool.
Goodness gracious, that's a whole lot of ads. Now I wonder if on Twitch, do you get like on YouTube, do you get a revenue share off of the ads that are played
I'm
on your channel in the middle of your content?
I'm guessing that they do. Otherwise, they probably would. And then it gives them a chance to get a little break in. But this is, yeah, this will be over in about 17 seconds, guys. But yeah, I was like, yeah, the stud buds are addictive. Somebody said they just saw Quita on their live stream.
On the stud buds? Oh Lord.
Yeah, cause she down there being a
I
correspondent.
know.
Hmm. She down there being see him.
Oh yeah. So they're live. That's live footage right now.
Hmm. Yeah, they're live. Hmm.
It's a brilliant move, I tell you. I ain't got the
Yeah.
energy for it, but that's when I was younger, yeah, but that's a brilliant move. Man, if I had this stuff when I was in my 20s and 30s, do you know I would be a billionaire. A
Yeah, over here.
billionaire.
Got people just watching them.
Just doing nothing. But that's what I'm saying. People want to know. They want to see the behind the scenes. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't even have to create. Long gone are the days where you got to create this certain aesthetic with your content. People just really want to connect with people. Storytelling is the thing that connects you regardless of generation, regardless of age, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of race, regardless of your cultural background, your religious beliefs, your political beliefs. Storytelling is the core nucleus of humankind, and that's what connects people. That's why something like this works so well.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop it from. I'm telling you, man. Okay, Brad said they don't take breaks, Keisha. The ads just butt in, but if you pay for an ad-free subscription, they don't butt in. I got you. Yeah, I'm on the free thing. Yeah, I'm just on. Look, ain't that Jake from State Farm?
Yeah, yeah. His name is Keith or Kevin or something. He was on a Celebrity Family Feud this week.
Yeah, man. That's just a little bit of it. We look. All I'm gonna tell you is, y'all, these refs better get this shit together. And I
Hmm.
think they need to address it in the CBA. I really do think they need to address it because it affects them on the court as a player. And
Yeah.
evidently, Kathy just employing somebody from the local Y. Let me stop. That ain't right. I know these refs are professionals, but they need training. I mean, sometimes we be calling the games there. We don't know what a foul is. We be like, is that a foul?
And then sometimes they don't show on the replay.
Like, is that a
That's the
yeah?
other thing that's
That's the
inconsistent.
other
They don't
thing. It's like,
always show replays.
damn, she got mauled. No foul? Okay.
Hmm.
I guess that's not a foul.
Or them
Then,
phantom fouls, they be calling.
or sometimes you be
Like,
like, I
what?
don't even think she touched him.
It be all ball and you swerving down somebody and try to take another player's head off.
And what I don't understand is if you initiating the contact, you flailing your arms and kicking your feet out,
Mm, mm, mm.
you get the
Listen, for
foul.
all these things, this is why I wish, as much as I want to see a great All-Star game, because some of my favorite players are playing. Mm. And some of them, like you have a story like, again, this is how the W misses it. You have an incredible story like the one of Brittany Sykes, right? Where in her press conference yesterday, they talked to her. They asked her about, um, how things went. People were like delayed, not denied, and how she came to find out about her selection, getting picked up to play in the All-Star game and replace Cece. And her response was the most rawest, honest response ever. And the league missed an opportunity to capitalize off of that and really get into telling a player's story because it was going to make them look bad. Like they avoided that. It's all these missed branding and marketing opportunities. But, Brittany talked about how she had been snubbed twice. Right. And what she really felt in those moments when her GM called her at 6 o'clock in the morning, she said they had played the LA Sparks and her girlfriend is from LA. So they decided they were going to stay in LA during the All-Star break. And so 6 o'clock in the morning, her phone is going off and she's like, who calling me this time of morning? Folks know not to call my phone unless it's an emergency. And it was her GM. And her GM, she's packing, preparing to go to All-Star weekend. And she tells her, you're going to get a call from Kathy. This is what she told Brittany Sykes. And she said, for what? And she said, well, they want you to come play and to replace Cece. And she talked about the mix of emotions that she had and how, she was like, am I going to approach this with humility or am I going to go with a chip on my shoulder? And she said, I'm paraphrasing. I really wish I had it right in front of me because it was such a bar. She hit the nail on the head, but she talked about how basically when God promises you something, you can't get caught up on how it's how it's packaged and delivered to you. There was a
Right.
golden opportunity for them to do something, some type of spotlight series, like leading into today, because you got all your team there. You got all you got all your video coordinators, video production teams, social media teams. Like you can turn content out like that. And they missed an opportunity to do something with that to spotlight one of their players. Now the W hasn't, because CC is not playing, in my opinion, they haven't promoted anybody. I think if she weren't hurt and she was playing this weekend, we would have seen Clark this, Clark that, Clark, 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 Clark. We would have seen a whole lot of that.
Oh, hold on, y'all. I got the clip. Thanks to your girl L and Reddit. Hold on. Let me see what the hell they saying.
I had another one? No. Oh, y'all had another one? No, we're about to have one. Oh, Court got it.
Come on, let's go.
It's just in 10 minutes.
All right, I'll be there.
And then okay, and like she really does want you for sure. And then when you go down there, you can bring her plate up.
All right.
I was trying to be the cute little big sister, but
She wasn't going for it.
she wasn't.
All right, I'm going down there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll be down there.
They so crazy.
Oh, y'all had another one? No, we're about to have one. Oh, Court got it.
Come on, let's go.
It's just in 10 minutes.
All right, I'll be there.
And then okay, and like she really does want you for sure. And then when you go down there, you can bring her plate up.
All right.
I was trying to be the cute little big sister, but
She wasn't going for it.
Look,
All right.
look. Courtney, like I'm tired, but I'm coming. God damn, y'all doing emergency meetings? God damn. Hell. We were just at the meeting yesterday.
Right.
Why y'all ain't had that mess together?
See, they wasn't banking on these women being vocal during All-Star weekend about their displeasure with their meeting. They were not counting on that, Keisha. Y'all can't tell me different. They were not. They thought these women was gonna show up, have fun, kiki, enjoy being at the All-Star weekend, and was gonna be business as usual. Nope.
Meanwhile, while they getting paid 70-something thousand, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Thank you, Felicia Daniels, for the $2 super chat. Sports on YouTube has the full stream posted. Shoot, I need to go watch that. Thank you, Felicia Daniels. But hold on. Meanwhile, she said TYE Sports on YouTube
Okay.
has the full stream posted.
Okay. Thank you.
Meanwhile, while the women trying to get paid.
No,
I can't, y'all. My eyes cannot
Keisha,
behold.
notice ain't nobody hyping up Banjo Bella except for the stud buds. And everybody else looking at her like, girl, what are you doing? And just that bouncing around, anybody could do that. You do that in step class.
Why is she trying to knock if you buck?
Oh my gosh.
While we trying to get some equality and some money, Kathy out here knucking if she buck.
She trying to because she's a smart businesswoman. Let's not get it twisted. Kathy
Mm-hmm.
know what she doing.
Yeah, she do.
Kathy know exactly what she doing. And if
Uh-huh.
y'all can't see through this clip, we gonna have a branding
What is
101
she doing with her
masterclass.
knees? What is happening here?
Looking like she out straight out of Toy Story.
I can't.
And then the day
Y'all.
before, you over there. Wait a minute, y'all. So did you see the clip from the day before where they was talking to her? The stud buzz was talking to her, and Courtney was like, what you got on? And she starts going down, her outfit, naming what she got on. And then she said, and she got excited about this part, and she stuck her foot out with her little gold heels on, and she said, and I wore these to the WNBA finals. These are my Valentinos. Not you up there talking about you wearing some Valentinos when some of your players can't even afford Valentinos.
I can't. Y'all. Y'all. I can't watch this video. Should be purged from Threads, Twitter, everywhere. Yep, to the place. It's a negotiation tactic. She wants to feel like, hey, I'm here for y'all. I'm a part of y'all. I'm with y'all.
Mhm. And also, see, they like me.
Yeah.
No, they know how to use you for. They ain't stupid either. She ain't stupid, and they ain't stupid either.
Mm.
Kathy
Well,
is an opportunist.
yeah, she is. I can't knock her. I I can't
So what
knock
they
her.
say, hate the player, don't hate the game.
Yeah, you can't hate the game,
Oh,
man.
they
Yeah.
can't hate the game. Yeah, it just
No, they say
it's
hate the game, don't hate
hate
the
the game,
player.
hate the game, don't hate the player. There
Don't
you
hate the
go.
player.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
Keisha got me up out of my bed early. I told y'all, and allergies is kicking my tail. So y'all gonna get what I give y'all today, okay?
Yeah, look, we about to get off of here. I think after we showed them Nuck If You Buck from Kathy Engelbert, we deserve to go and get us some nice lunch. Cause that that was not on my bingo card, El.
No,
I
no. So
that
what wasn't on my bingo card
that's not on my bingo
was
card, El.
no, let me tell you what wasn't on my bingo card. Baby, was Cheryl Reeves.
Oh, Cheryl Ruiz ain't playing with y'all.
Listen, it's three things I've seen from Cheryl Reeves this past week, three clips that I'm like, okay, I could rock with you, Cheryl, a little bit.
Cheryl, look.
You seen the clip? I think you might have played it yesterday, where it's from the Minnesota game, the Minnesota and Chicago Sky game, and Angel drives to the basket, I think, and you
Hmm.
can see Cheryl kicking her leg over on the
Yeah.
sideline.
She said, God damn it. This is
Then she roll up on Angel at the bar. That's the other clip. And she all in her ear. She ain't really, she talking to other players, but she up on Angel, honey. They said she
I
over there
said, what is
tampering.
happening? What?
And then the
Cheryl
clip
Reese,
I sent you.
what is you whispering to her? What is you saying?
Right. And then the picture, the post that I sent you last night where they said Kathy standing up there, they was at practice. Yeah, they said Kathy standing up there looking at Angel trying to figure out how she gonna fit in her suitcase to take her back to Minnesota.
And this what she said. Look, this what she said. Then she got nerve enough to come out and say this.
Tell them what that. Tell them, like what.
Tell them, don't. You can't believe everything that's on the internet.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
AI.
I
Yeah.
heard there was some shit on me last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was AI.
Clear the air.
That was AI.
That wasn't real.
That wasn't real. Viral. I was in bed.
Meanwhile,
Come on, Court.
You can't believe everything you see on the internet. That wasn't her. She was in bed.
It was the meanwhile. The SpongeBob. Baby, she had that button-down shirt unbuttoned at the top, and she was in it.
You sure?
I said, "Not Miss Emails."
Sure, the one
She
the,
done closed the laptop,
the
baby.
the coach that don't like all the hoopla and don't like all the really.
Oh man.
Really, Cheryl? I think that was you. I think that was you and Kathy
Wasn't
Engelbert
no AI,
down
baby.
there. Y'all was down there with that foolishness. All I can say. God dang it. Y'all look. Yeah, they having fun. I seen a clip. Angel say her mama was outside. I said, I bet you her mama said, "Look, I need to get down there because the clip
Yeah.
I seen yesterday, Angel was with her mama. But I said, I guess mama said, look, let me get down there.
Oh
They
yeah, they was at
looking.
dinner. And mama was recording. She made sure not to get her boo up in that picture in that video.
Right. Mama said, let me get down there and make sure everything is
No, it was
everything.
Janine saying, "Let me go ahead and download Twitch." And they said, "Well, y'all can expect not to see Angel on no more stud." But I was
Oh,
telling you in the chat last night that the clip that y'all was playing of the stud buds when they were oh my gosh, who were they talking to?
ooh, they
You
talk
was
to a
playing
lot
you
of people.
played you played it in the clip on the show last night. Um oh man, I forget who they were talking to. They were in the arena, I think. Um and the guy that was filming them, I was trying to tell y'all that's the dude that Angel cussed out at the game.
Oh, okay.
You got to go back and watch the show from last night. I forget who was
Hold
in
on.
the clip, but
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Gamble 310. Subscribe through Prime and it will remove the ads. They get paid for ads. Are you talking about the stud buds or are you talking about, you know what I mean? Or are you talking about the WNBA League Pass or something? Let me know what you're talking about, Gamma 310. Because I didn't think Twitch was through Prime, right? I could be wrong.
not that I know of.
Not that I know. But oh, they said Brian Lewis said that Tisha manager Courtney made him apologize to Angel.
And I have a problem with that because why should I make you as a grown man apologize? And also, why should I make you, who ain't my manager, apologize? Tisha should have did that.
Yeah, I think that Tisha manager Courtney made. Oh yeah, I got you. Hold
Or
on,
his
Brass tag. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He said sharing the club rocking the Bob Smurda. She was.
mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
seen a whole nother side. And somebody else has said this, L. Do y'all will we have seen this from NBA players? No.
No. You know part of it is
That's why they all-star game getting lame.
they
Yeah.
be doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. So they don't want to see that. So no, we ain't seeing that. But part of what we getting is Courtney is on a heartbreak tour. She done broke up with her
Oh.
fiance. The wedding is
Oh.
off. So she
Oh.
out there single and fighting for her life.
I did not know that Squeak and New Guy. They say Amazon owns Twitch.
I
Yes,
didn't know that.
you can get it through Prime. I learn something new every day. I did
You
not
learn
know
something
that,
new every
yeah.
day.
I did not know that. Trust me, I got Prime. I'm gonna go check that out later on today.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. So that gets
Okay,
rid
I
of the
got Prime.
ads.
Let me go on and watch. Let me get caught up on Amazon Prime.
Okay, so that gets rid of the ads. Okay, I'm with y'all.
Thank you
I'm
for
a
the
link.
tea.
Yeah, I'm a link that today. But yeah, and we about to get up off of here.
One thing before we go, back
Okay.
to the CBA negotiations, two things. What's your
Mhm.
prediction? But before you give your prediction, somebody posted earlier in the chat, and it makes great sense. The W has the money to
Mhm.
at least meet these women in the middle and come to the table in good faith, um to make some changes, especially from a financial perspective. If you are launching expansion teams, which on average is a $250 million investment, you got the
Right.
money to pay the women who are in the league right now.
Right.
That's it. And what's your prediction? What do you think we're gonna see? Are we gonna? I'm all for. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I would get there and be like, we ain't playing no game tonight. If this meeting don't go right, if you Kathy talking reckless and she ain't meeting us in the middle, ain't gonna be no game.
I look, if they're doing some kind of emergency meeting, at least, at the very least, like Tulip was saying, they should have started off with doubling their salary from the very, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
from the onslaught, that should have been the first offer, and so that way the players association um could counter. But anything other than doubling their salary, I wouldn't even talk to them people no more.
No, no, not until they come, because they've already laid out what their expectations are, what their requests are.
Yeah,
I don't even
I
want to
would.
call them demands. So if you're not even coming to the table at the bare minimum to talk about that and make some progress on that, then yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Unless you come into the table with a figure and you say, but you're gonna get this figure and you're gonna get all these benefits there. Like you're gonna get paid maternity leave. You're gonna get um insurance in case you have a injury. We're gonna write it into the CBA. Yeah, that won't cost a roster spot, but you'll still be backed up by the insurance so you can get paid your salary. A team doesn't have to suspend your contract. You will
Mm-hmm.
continue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There are things they can do that's not just about the money. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if because it's almost like yeah, I can give you 500,000, but if I don't give you all the different protections,
Mm-hmm.
it might be better for them to get a lower salary along with the protections of health care,
Mm-hmm.
maternity leave, um, um, protection from injury, that type of thing. Insurance is in place for that kind of thing. No player should be left behind when um when they're going through these and then get to the salary part. But if you're not gonna give me any kind of protection, any kind of benefits that a regular job gives you, look, like healthcare and retirement, pension, something, revenue sharing on their merchandise is is a must. That shouldn't even be. They should be getting a percentage of that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if they don't come to the table with at least those minimum things, I wouldn't even talk to them no more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Yeah.
came up there with some kind of 25% or 30% raise, we ain't got nothing to talk to you about. We ain't got nothing to talk to
And,
you
and and
about.
here's the thing, Keisha. Y'all didn't magically get here. They've been negotiating for a while. These conversations have been going on for a while. So all of a sudden now, All-Star Weekend, y'all gonna change your mind?
Well, it looks bad because the players are talking about it. The focus is completely on these interviews, right, Elle? And
Mm-hmm.
all of these interviews, these ladies are addressing it.
Yeah.
So that doesn't look good for them.
Yeah, and they're all there collectively at the same time. You got, Angel talked about Paige and Sonia and Kiki being in there in the picture where they were on the elevator. I saw Anissa Morrow in there. You got, you have the rookies in there too, and they're part of the
Mm.
conversation.
And they got to make that 75,000 for 4 years. Yeah,
Oh
y'all.
Lord.
That's my take. That's my take on that. If they don't come there with at least a reasonable, come on, man. $75,000 in this day and age when everything has went up. And they gotta understand because the CBAs last what 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they decide on, this stuff gonna stick for 5 years, y'all. And these people gonna be making money off of them, and they're not gonna be able to change what they agreed to. So no, I wouldn't agree to. You have to think about the future. You have to project, and I think that's what some people sometimes miss in the chat. You have to project over that 5 years of
Yeah.
how much this league is gonna make.
Mm-hmm. It's
If
not
you
just
let
what they're making right now.
if you let them give you 100,000 for 5 years, they might be making double by the 4 year mark or the 3 year mark, and you
Mm-hmm.
still getting 100,000.
I'm glad you said that, Keisha, because that should very much be a part of the conversation. People keep talking about, and it, it's a valid point. They're in the red, there are things, but they're not projecting over the next 4 or 5 years. And Angel talked about that in her press conference yesterday. She mentioned that they show the numbers for like from this year, next year up till maybe 2029, 2028, something like that. I can't remember what year she said. And she said, my mom always taught me they'll only show you when you're dealing with numbers and money, they'll only show you the short window. They won't show you the larger window, the bigger picture of how much more money is going to be made. They want to show you the smaller amount, the shorter window, to give you this idea or sell the story that this is all that we're making or this is where we're at financially right now. But the projections for the larger window of time, they don't have that a part of the conversation.
Oh,
And
hold on. Felicia Daniels, thank you for the $5 super chat. Like Angel said, they thought they knew nothing about business because they're women. They thought wrong.
mm-hmm. Angel talked about that too. She was like, the reporter asked her something along the lines of like, what do you feel like is the biggest misconception that they have about you ladies in the league? And she was like, that we're not business women. We understand business. A lot of us are business women.
And you got to ask yourself, they let that narrative go on and on about the league being a welfare league.
Mm-hmm.
They never dispelled that narrative. You know
They
why?
never
Because
dispelled that narrative, and they never dispelled the narrative that this was a league for gay women,
look,
masked women. Now
but
you're
think
seeing
about
the complete opposite.
this. Because they want to continue to perpetuate that they're not making money.
And that's why I brought up the identity that the league has had. It's the welfare league, and that it's this league that is predominantly or solely for gay women. So now you see the likes of Anissa Morrow and Dejanay Carrington and Rikia Jackson and um Angel Reese and others, right? Kiki Iriafin, who are bringing this more feminine edge to, and we know that women are marketable, but especially if you have a woman who is attractive and carries herself a certain way and has certain looks. Those are women that, so the dollars are going to come. The
Yeah,
attention isn't going to, the views are going to come, the attention is going to come, the sponsors are going to come, and the dollars are going to come, and they're trying desperately to hold on to on the front end, on the front facing end, the league is trying to hold on to this old identity that doesn't exist anymore.
yeah, I agree. I agree. But hey, y'all, we love walking out with y'all on a Saturday morning. I know y'all was asleep, but we got up. Hey, I hope y'all also people watching on the playback. Look, everybody in the chat, please hit the like button. Thank you for this great conversation
Thank you for having
about
me.
about the league because hey man,
Hey,
this
this is
league
just a little taste of what they can expect from off the court, but it's going to be real
just
spicy and
a
fun.
just
Just a
a
little
little bit of
taste.
just a little taste because sometimes you just gotta debunk some of these narratives that people be running around here thinking thinking The WNBA ain't got no money. Lie. The
Mhm.
WNBA got have refs that just target CC. Lie. Them refs bad with everybody.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's just it's just a lie.
Yeah.
Some refs don't care about nobody. I don't know who they care. Now, the only person I see get a good whistle is that damn Stewie. Stewie get a good whistle.
Stewie get a good whistle when she quick to throw up that text sign, baby. She gonna snitch.
Yeah,
Stewie gonna snitch.
she get a good whistle. Thank
Mhm.
you, AC Chi-Town Cap, for the $2 super chat. WNBA had to go back in or no to bill if they strike. Yeah, man, the media deal that they struck, they did that with the basis of they thought this stuff would be resolved. They not putting all this money on the table for these women to strike.
Mhm.
So yeah, Kathy Eagleburg sobered up. Maybe she was on that apple crown like Fee was on last night.
She was tossing back them lemon drops.
And when she woke up, she said, "Oh shit, I got several text messages that say you wake up, Kathy. What you up there doing? Wake up, Kathy." So hopefully we'll get some more information on what happened at this supposed quick surprise meeting. But we shall see, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with us today. Thank you, Elle, for coming up here with me. We about to get up out of here. Love
Thanks for
y'all.
having me. Love y'all. Thanks for joining us today. Y'all have a good Saturday. Stay safe, hydrated, and we will catch y'all on the next show.
On the next one. All right, bye, guys.
Bye bye.